And welcome back to our third Tai Chi Thursday series brought to you by AARP in Houston, Texas. My name is Lee Fu, director of Four Dragons Tai Chi, and every Thursday at 10:30, we will continue our Tai Chi for Health practice here on the AARP Texas Facebook page. This third series will continue now until November 19th, and we'll focus on breathing and meditative techniques called Qigong to improve our Tai Chi practice. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all for joining me this morning. Today we are going to start off with our Qigong practice called Jin. And this is translate into English as the 8 pieces of brocade. And so there are 8 different exercises to help stretch and guide the energetic channels within the body, helping us to build reservoirs of qi deep within the body. So find yourself a space. This can be practiced either standing or seated. And I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit here for standing practice. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, there we go. All right. So let's get in touch with our breath, standing with your feet flat, bending the knees. Hips are neutral. Shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, crown of the head lifting up, arms hanging from the shoulders. And taking 3 deep breaths in. Excuse me. Inhale. And exhale. Slowing down the breath, relaxing into the body. And before we get into our Jin practice, we're going to start with a crane breathing technique. Turning your palms up, you're going to inhale from below the navel up to the chest, the bottom of the sternum, and then exhale, release the hands back down below the navel. And we're going to continue this slow, deep breathing. And according to the ancient Chinese tradition, the crane is a symbol of longevity because it can be seen flying over the Himalayan mountains. It flies higher than any eagle. And so it is thought that if we move and breathe like the crane, we can become immortal. We can live long, healthy lives. Breathing like the crane also helps us to feel light, uplifted, a release of burdens, releasing anything that is heavy or too heavy, interrupting our peace. And now bringing your arms out to the side, all the fingertips touch, making the beaks of the crane. And release, palms open up, down to the ground. Fingertips come together, inhale. And exhale. Crane spreads its wings, crossing the hands in front. Inhale, arms up, exhale, uncross, release the arms down. Change the cross of your hands, alternating. And we're going to transition into crane standing on one foot. Shifting the weight, coming into an empty stance. Stepping out to the side, empty stance. Sink down through your standing leg. Lift up through the crown of your head. Eyes gazing out forward. Center of gravity at the navel or below the navel. Balance takes focus. So we're relaxed from the crane breathing and the crane exercises. And now we are alerting the mind to bring us into the present moment, being here with your body, with your movements. And coming back to center. Now is a crane movement exercise in Badwan Jin. We're going to flow right into Badwan Jin, starting with two hands holding up the sky, palms up. Inhale. Exhale, palms turn up to the sky. Exhaling, stretching the front line of the body. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, behind the teeth. Lips are closed, jaw relaxed but closed. Next exercise is drawing back the bow. We're going to take our heel out and then bring the toes forward for a wider stance, a wider horse stance. You can bend your knees a little bit more. If you're seated, just spread your knees apart, press your feet down into the floor, feel your hips lift up off the chair and reach the tailbone down. Arms out in front, inhale across. And exhale, draw back the bow. Make sure not to arch the back. Let the spine stay long as though it is hanging from the head. Coming back to center, lower your arms, raise your stance, step your feet in, roll the shoulders, relax for a moment. For our next exercise, we are going to separate heaven and earth, meaning that we're going to twist the spine and elongate from the navel down towards the earth and up towards the heavens. So we're going to step forward with one foot coming into a nice bow stance. And if your left leg is forward, you want your right arm, if you were walking, and we're going to twist towards your front leg. Exhale. A nice gentle twist all along the spine. And coming back to center. Stepping back. Shift the weight, step forward on the other side. Twisting towards your front leg. Coming back to center on the inhale. Stepping back. Shift the weight, step forward. We're going to do 3 sets. Inhale as you step back. Switch legs. Exhale on the twist. And one more set. And coming back to center. Take a nice deep breath in. Moving on to crane swooping down. We're going to shift our weight and bring the little toe to rest on the floor, on the ground. We cross the wrists in front. Inhale, rise up. Feeling uplifted and light, and then exhale, bend the knees, soften the stance, sweep the lower leg. If you can only go down as far as the knee, that's perfectly fine. We're going to alternate to the other side, shifting the weight. Pinky toe resting on the floor, soft knees, let the hips shift back. Coming back to center. Moving into swaying the head, wagging the tail. We're going to heel, toe out, wider stance. Take your hands to the upper thighs. Lengthen the spine, long, out through the tailbone, out through the crown. Nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to reach towards the knee. Exhaling, sway across to the other side. Inhale, coming up. Stretching the spine and those energetic channels that run along the spine. Making sure that you alternate the rotation of the spine. Coming back up to center and step your feet in. Actually, we're going to keep our feet wide. Moving into grasping the fist with eyes gazing softly. So we're going to make two gentle fists. Forearms parallel with the floor, parallel with the feet. Knees softly bent. We're going to inhale. And then exhale. We're going to extend one fist out. And then inhale, pulling it back with resistance. Exhale, extend out. Inhale, pull back with resistance. Exhale. Feeling a little bit more relaxation, even though there is some tension, and then pulling back with a lot of tension. One more time on each side. Eyes are soft. Release your fist. Release your stance. And bring your feet in. And we're going to inhale, two hands diving down. Fingertips touch overhead. Imagining that you're diving down the core of your body, hands to each side of the navel, going down the inside of the legs, to the knees, maybe to the ankles, possibly over the tops of the feet. And then we're going to tap back of the ankles, back of the calves, back of the knees. Tapping the lower back and the kidneys. Inhale up. Diving down. And tap. And now last exercise, bouncing the toes, tapping the heels. If you need to use a wall or a chair for balance, feel free to use that. We're going to inhale, lifting the heels, keeping the knees bent. We're going to tap the heels down 6 times, dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inhale up and drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let your shoulders relax. Let everything relax. Soften the knees. Drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that completes the 8 pieces of brocade. Take a nice deep breath in. And hopefully you feel nice and energized and ready for our Tai Chi practice. So last week we began to review the movements from our first series, the first section of our Tai Chi for Health form. And that includes the commencement form. I'll just do the arm work, open, close, single whip, and cloud hands. And so today we're going to be reviewing cloud hands. And then we're going to do the whole first section. And if we have time, we'll do the first 2 sections, and then we'll do the last 2 sections as well, trying to combine all of these movements together into one form. The first part being the more basic forms of Tai Chi, and the second 2 sections, the last half of it, the more intermediate, the brush knee, play the lute, peri peri punch, push the mountain. Okay, so if you've been following along, you should be familiar with these movements. If you haven't, you can go back and look at the YouTube videos as well for more practice during the week. All right, so make sure that your space is free to move, and just know that you can continue practicing with us seated, just doing the arm work. So let's start with the commencement form, and then we're going to go into cloud hands. So having your heels close together, toes turned out. And let's begin. Inhaling, wrist up, palms face each other, holding your ball. I like to think of it as a golden ball. Maybe you can think of it as holding the earth or holding the sun. You're going to shift your weight. Hands in front of the hips. Step forward with your heel. Shift the weight. Bow stance. Step out to the side. Open, close. Shift your weight. And you can mirror me, stepping forward. Pressing out, keeping your shoulders over your hips. Gazing over your left fingertips. Here we shift back and we transition into an empty stance, preparing for cloud hands. All right, and we're going to go right into cloud hands, but we're going to break it down. So this is what it looks like if you want to just watch, or if you feel comfortable, you can practice along. Three steps. Coming into open close. So that's the first section. I'm going to step back so you can see my footwork a little bit better. And I'm also going to practice from the side for the first part. So let's do it all together. Heels together, toes turned out. And let's begin. Inhale, wrist up. Exhale down. Shift your weight to the left, lift your right heel. Circle the hands up as you step forward with your right heel. Shift your weight into a bow stance, fingertips pointing out. Then step out to the side with your left foot. Fingertips point up, open, close. Exhale, shift to your left. Step forward with your right heel. Bow stance, shifting the weight forward. Spine stays upright. Single whip. Then we shift back into the left leg, empty stance. This is our transition into cloud hands. Then we step out to the right. Right hand comes up, and then we start to shift and turn from here. So just stay right where you are. And we're going to work on just the hip work. So here we are. We're shifted and turn. You want the weight driving down through the ankle, through the center of your foot, not out through your knee. Shift and turn. Shift and turn. So thinking of your spine as this pole, this Tai Chi pole, and we are rotating on that axis. We shift the pole, and then we rotate on the axis. Now, bring your left arm up. Shift the weight. As you're shifting, your arm is bowing, and then when your hips turn, your shoulders follow. The hand comes across, but the hand always stays palm facing the heart center. Shift down. As you shift to the side, the hand comes down, across the hips, and up. One more, and then we'll switch hands. Waving hands like clouds. So the hands, the arms, the body is etheric, like clouds. And let's switch sides. Nice upright posture. Let the sternum sink down. Let the back of the heart lift up through the crown. And now let's bring both hands moving like clouds across the sky. As you shift the weight, the hands switch. Now we're going to start moving our feet, shifting the weight, turning the hips. We're going to bring one foot in. Not too close, just so that the heels are underneath the hips. And then we shift the weight as we turn the hips and we step out. And it should be a nice, comfortable step, not overreaching, not straining or struggling. Just wherever you lift and wherever your foot comes down. And then place your foot in. Shift and turn. Stepping out. And step in. Now just stay here, stationary. You're going to transition to the other side. Stepping out. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Stepping in. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Stepping out. Shift the weight. Turn the hips. Stepping in. One more. Hold it here, stationary. Still waving hands like clouds. Transitioning to the other direction. Step out. Making sure that your hands are not too high nor too low. One more. And stepping in. Bringing your bottom hand up in front of your chest and open, close. Raise your stance. Relax your knees. And release down. And relax. Roll your shoulders, walk around. And if you need to, you can lift your heels up towards your hips, bending your knees, helping to open them up. And release any tension in the legs. All right, so now let's put that together with the commencement form, open, close, single whip into cloud hands. And then let's see if we can do it in both directions. All right, so let's begin. Heels together, toes turned out, starting with our commencement form. And begin. And you can mirror me as I face forward towards the screen. Open, close. Single whip. Transition. Cloud hands. Take your time. You don't have to go at my pace. You can go slower if you like, if you need to. Try not to go faster. We want to take our time. And taking our third step out to the side for cloud hands. Coming back to open close. And we're going to shift the weight. Step out. Single whip again. Transition. Cloud hands. 3 steps in the other direction. So this is our review from our first Tai Chi series, the first and second section of the form. And hold here. Open, close. Now we're not going to flow right into it just yet, but this is where we move into brush knee. But we're just going to close out for here. Raise your stance. Release your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders. Walk around. Relax. Maybe you need to rotate your wrists and your ankles. Open and close your hands. Move your body in any way that you feel. Maybe you need to open your chest, open your shoulders a little bit more, stretch your side, whatever it is that you need to do. Do that for yourself. And let's go over that again one more time. Okay. And then we'll close with our standing meditation. All right, so actually I'm going to start here. Heels close together. You're going to have your heels about 2 fist distance apart. They don't have to be touching. Out. Let's begin with our commencement form. Taking your time, taking each step one at a time, open, close. Single whip. Transition. Cloud hands. Remembering your crane breathing, breathing between your hips and your heart. Open, close. Single whip. Transition. Cloud hands to the other side. Open, close. And release down. Raise your stance. All right, let's relax. Let's do a seated meditation today. So grab a seat if you like. You're also welcome to continue with a standing meditation if you'd like as well. But I'd like to make sure that we take care of our knees. So bring your hands together. Get them really nice and warm. And bring your hands to one knee and let that warmth sink in. And soothe the knee. Release any tension held in and around the knee, the joint, the fluid, the tendons, the ligaments. But be gentle. Be gentle. Okay. Other side. And bring your hands together one more time for the lower back, releasing the lower back. And then bring your hands around to the front, over your heart center. If you'd like to, you can close your eyes or just keep them partially open. And moving back to the crane breathing from the beginning of class. Breathing between the navel and the heart. Feeling this connection and allowing these two centers of the body to nourish each other and exchange energy, creating a circuit of qi flowing between the different sections of the body, helping to bring all of our physiological systems back into balance, balancing our immune system, balancing our hormonal system, balancing our emotions, balancing our metabolism, balancing our digestion. You can continue with this meditation for as long as you'd like. We're going to close our practice here. Bring your hands down below your dantian, below your navel, and inhale your arms up. Hands together, sealing in this wonderful practice. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be here and share Tai Chi with you all. And until next time, wishing you peace on your path. Dao An.
Hi, I'm Rosalinda Martinez with AARP Texas. We hope you enjoyed today's Tai Chi virtual class with Li Fu, Director of Four Dragons Institute Tai Chi for Health and Longevity in Houston. We decided to extend the series after several of you from around Texas and beyond reached out to us asking for more. Tune in next Thursday at 10:30 a.m. for another lesson. The 12-week extended Tai Chi Thursday series runs through November 19th. You will find prior classes on aarp.org/Texas. You will also find voting information and deadlines on our site. Information like the last day to register to vote in Texas is October 5th. The last day to request a mail-in ballot is October 23. Early in-person voting is from October 13th through October 30, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 3rd. We encourage you to make a plan so you can vote safely in the manner you choose. You can find a mail-in ballot application at www.votexas.gov. Thank you for joining us, and see you next week.